Schwinn. In this video, we will show you how to replace the crank arms on the Schwinn 190 and 290 bikes. Please note, your machine may not match the bike shown on this video. Replacing the crank arm is the same procedure for both bikes. Before you begin, please make sure you read the assembly manual thoroughly, as it contains important safety warnings and service tips. The following tools are recommended for this procedure. To reduce the risk of electrical shock or unsupervised usage of the equipment, always unplug the power cord from the wall outlet and wait 5 minutes before cleaning, maintaining, or repairing this machine. First, loosen and remove the pedal for the crank arm you wish to replace. Please note, the left pedal is reverse threaded. Orientation is based from a seated position on the bike. The left pedal has an L, the right pedal an R. Remove the pedal using the pedal wrench or 15mm open-end wrench. Set it safely aside for reassembly. Next, remove the threaded cap A using a flathead screwdriver from the crank arm B to expose the hex nut C. Remove the cap and set it aside. Using a 14mm wrench and socket, remove the hex nut C. Next, thread the crank puller into the crank arm B. When the crank puller is in the correct position, only 1 to 2 threads on the outer portion CP2 of the crank puller should show. Be sure the end of the bolt CP3 of the crank puller is flush with the nut CP2 as shown before use. Using a wrench, turn the inner portion CP3 of the crank puller clockwise. The crank arm B will slide off as it is tightened. Remove the crank arm and install the new one. Be sure to remove the crank puller from the old crank arm before discarding the old arm. To install the new crank arm, install in the reverse procedure. Please note, installation does not require the use of the crank puller. To reinstall the pedals, carefully align the threads and hand tighten to prevent cross-threading. Then tighten fully with pedal wrench. Please note, the left pedal is reverse threaded. Orientation is based from a seated position on the bike. The left pedal has an L, the right pedal an R. The pedals must be fully tightened. If the threads strip due to improper installation, then the pedals can disengage from the bike and/or break while under usage, which can result in serious injury to the user. Be sure to attach pedals on the correct side of the bike. Congratulations! Replacing the crank arm is now complete. Inspect your machine to ensure that all hardware is tight and components are properly assembled. Do not use until the machine has been fully assembled and inspected for correct performance in accordance with the assembly manual. Brought to you by Schwinn.